what you can do to help fight the bite. We're here to talk about ways that you can be able to prevent mosquitoes and ticks from bothering you in your yards. And the first thing is to learn about our enemy. During the warmer months, mosquitoes come out. They don't have any purpose other than bat food. They're annoying, and they carry disease. They're a risk, and they're pesky. Sometimes they drive us in. We can't even be outside. Well, how many are there? This shows us one mosquito, one female mosquito, breeding, can lay in water stored in a bottle cap of a water bottle, this much, it can lay 300 eggs. Well, if one mosquito were to lay 300 eggs, in 5 to 7 days, new mosquitoes would come out. If half of them were females, it would be 150 females. A week later, if those the eggs, 150 mosquitoes would have 45,000 more mosquitoes. Half of those were females, 22,500 would lay eggs. That would be 6.8 million new mosquitoes 3 weeks from that first one. They would lay eggs, half of them being females. In 1 month, you can have over 1 billion mosquitoes from one single mosquito, if they all survive. They reproduce very fast. What can we do about that? We can learn that they provide us with a wonderful blessing of disease. West Nile virus, as you can see, is starting to spread. It's coming from the East Coast and from the West Coast, and we're starting to see it in Michigan and north central Indiana, Illinois. West Nile gives you a fever, nausea, body ache. It feels like any sort of flu. About 1 in 5 people who do get infected with West Nile do feel the fever, and about 1 in 150 of the people that do get the fever get the encephalitis, the really bad stuff. It's nothing to mess around with. It's a Russian roulette. Who gets it? Well, what else do you have from mosquitoes? Mosquitoes provide us with heartworm for our dogs and cats. When they bite our dogs and cats, mosquitoes are the source of heartworm. What an annoying pest. Ticks in our yards provide us with Lyme disease. My next door neighbor, his wife and his daughter both got sick. Didn't know what it was. Took over a year to figure out through doctors that they got bit by a tick and they got Lyme disease. It made them lethargic, nauseous, no energy, couldn't go to school for over a year. Next door neighbor, it's been a year that they've been on treatment. They still don't feel right. And we learned from them, other people who've contracted Lyme disease never feel right. Never like before they got the disease. So it's like it stays with them forever. You'll see the X's on the map. These around the country are what they call emerging zones. These emerging zones are outbreak areas where there's significant increase. The places that are already red already have a massive problem with ticks, and now in southwest Michigan, it's become, along with the Indiana-Illinois border, a region where there's emerging risk and it's not very fun. What can we do? Standing water is where mosquitoes breed. We have that fast reproduction process. 300 mosquitoes in a single bottle cap can happen. What we want to do is eliminate in our living spaces, free of charge, standing water, containers that hold water. So we have tarps and different things that we have around our yard. We want to eliminate places where moisture is, and that's where the mosquitoes breed. Clean out the gutters and let that dry out. Bird baths, dog food pools, don't let it go stagnant. Kiddie pools in the yard, don't let those just go stagnant. That's where the mosquitoes breed. In Mosquito Squad, we have an easy way to remember how to clean up our yards ourselves. One is to tip stuff over. So, if you got a Frisbee laying out in the yard and it's right side up and it's collecting rainwater, it can be a source of breeding. Put it upside down like this so it does not collect water. We're going to have our Easter egg hunts here soon with kids. These little shells, once they get the candy out, could be laying out in the yard. It's a great container for water. Throw that stuff away. Toss this stuff out. Turn over any wheelbarrows or boats. Any place where water can store and be stagnant is a good breeding ground in our yard. If you have flower pots with the little dishes, and they just stay with water in there, dump it out. Get the kind that has a hole in there. Any place that water stays stagnant is bad. A lot of us have a wood pile, and we put our tarp over the wood pile to keep it dry, but if we don't stretch it out, if we don't get the wrinkles out, it becomes a source where pockets and pools of water can stand as well, breeding ground for mosquitoes again. So eliminating sources of water around the property eliminates the breeding or the reproducing of new mosquitoes from 1 to 1 billion in just 4 weeks for us to be able to, at no cost, just through cleanup, reduce mosquitoes. Now you got all the people around you. You got water behind your property or on other properties. How do I stop incoming mosquitoes from people who don't treat their yards well? Well, that's where treating your yard comes into play. With Mosquito Squad and with the help of Dread Skeeter, we're able to use a barrier spray program. Barrier spray, what is that, Dread? That's where we use our backpack blower sprayers and we apply our spray, our material to the vegetation. Trees, bushes, tall grasses, plantings, all around, everything, mulch, everything on and around the property that mosquitoes find safe harbor with. We spray that material. It sticks to the leaves and it doesn't rub off, it doesn't wash off. After 30 minutes of drying time, it's stuck to that leaf. It kills the mosquitoes when the mosquitoes land on it. So you're saying, how do I find protection when my neighbors don't get this treatment? We spray all this stuff on the perimeter in the area of your yard. Mosquitoes coming from the untreated property land on the leaf material that we've treated, and it kills them. With this process, it lasts for 3 weeks. It's made from the dried chrysanthemum bud. It's safe for dogs and pets. It doesn't absorb into bloodstream. It doesn't absorb into groundwater. Kid, pet, nature friendly. We have a 100% satisfaction guarantee. What we're doing is spraying this material on the plants, and we're knocking down 85 to 90% of the mosquitoes that come in, allowing you to at least be able to tolerate being outside. If you find you can't tolerate being outside, we'll want to come back and try and retreat. Maybe something happened. If you're still not happy, we'll give you 100% of your money back. So turn over the materials, clear your land of standing water, breeding grounds for mosquitoes, and if you're really a good user of your yard and you don't want mosquitoes bothering you, try treating your property with our Mosquito Squad barrier spray system. We have a phrase. We tell mosquitoes, go ahead, bite me. I dare ya. Dread Skeeter is the kind of guy that can stop mosquitoes from ruining our summers. How many people get driven in? Dread, you want to give these a toss out to whoever in the audience might want a t-shirt? Super. Oh, I'm liking your aim. But we're in booth number 850, back in the other corner, with information. We brought some here today about how we can be that last step, the last T, treating your yard for mosquitoes and ticks. Because nobody wants their dog or pet to suffer from heartworm or tick or Lyme's disease, and neither do we. Thank you all for coming. Any questions?